How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Bubbles BuzzerBeater, the unofficial official BuzzerBeater YouTube channel. And today I wanted to go over a quick little video on a feature that a lot of people either don't know about or used so long ago, and it's like a one-time thing, so you just haven't thought about it in a long time. So we'll be covering that. I did want to just apologize for a little bit of an absence. Haven't had a video out in a little over 2 weeks, but some of you know I write sports articles, and this is kind of the busiest time for me, where March Madness for college basketball is coming up, as well as the NBA All-Star Weekend, and NBA is kind of getting into the home stretch of the season. So planning on coming out with some more videos for BuzzerBeater soon. But today I just wanted to talk about, like I said, a feature that a lot of you might know about or used a long time ago. So if you go to your staff page on BuzzerBeater, you'll see that you have your essential staff, where you have your doctor, trainer, PR manager, as well as secondary staff. You can see a lot of the times I just carry trainer and youth trainer, and then occasionally I'll pick up a doctor. I actually have been meaning to pick up like a basic or competent doctor, just haven't done so yet. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can actually hire internally. So you'll see that find replacement is going through the standard transfer wire for staff members. Fire immediately is just getting rid of them. And then hiring internally. So this is something where if you click on hire internally, you'll see that as a part of the 10th BuzzerBeater anniversary celebration, you can actually make one of your players become a staff member. So it can only be done once, and he replaces your current staff member. So it's not something that is very relevant to the game, but it is something that I think is interesting and came up recently in the Discord chat, so I wanted to go over it. So you can see that the player will still remain with your team even if you eventually decide to fire him as a staff member, so it doesn't impact the player status at all. But you can essentially pick out a player that you want. So if I wanted, for example, if I wanted Big Z to become a doctor for me, then I can select the skill level and specialty. And then for all of them, depending on the staff type as well as level and specialty, there'll be a price as well as their salary. So their salary does still go up like a normal staff member, so you won't be able to keep them like long term. It's not like a set rate, but it is something that you can use if you're in a pinch and need a staff member quickly. So you can see the different levels here, where if you wanted a basic doctor with no specialty, it's just a $5,000 purchase with a $5,000 salary. So a lot of them, you'll notice as I go through them, a lot of these salaries, like, they're not bad salaries, but they're not necessarily like you're getting a steal or anything. So that's where we'll go through and look at which ones are better deals or if it's even worth doing it. But it is something that I think in the playoffs specifically, if you wanted to, for instance, pick up a PR manager, just say like a basic level one, but if you wanted to get like a crowd involvement or national appeal, this can be really helpful, because if you're in a playoff game, don't have time to pick up a staff member before like an important game, you can actually get a PR manager with crowd involvement or national appeal to give you like a little extra edge, where crowd involvement will help you if you're playing a home game. National appeal will help reduce the home court advantage if you're at an away game. So this can be a nice little like 2-point boost to a playoff game or finals game if you're needing to play out a tough game and are concerned about trying to get any edge possible. So that is one instance where I could see it. The other instance is like an advanced level trainer, I think, does have some perks where you can see $15,000 salary, so it's not bad. I think it's a little bit higher than I would want for like a starting one. I usually look for around like a 12 or 13K salary trainer minimum for an advanced level. But 15K salary is not terrible if you have someone who's getting up there. And then you'll see it's $60,000 purchase. Anything above that, it starts to get really pricey, and I think it's better to just use the standard transfer list for it. So you can see for a superior trainer, 25K salary with no specialty. If you raise it to like a fitness specialty, it goes up to $30,000. But you're looking at a high price value for it. So it's $750,000 to do it with a specialty, $600,000 to use it without. So a lot of times, like, you'll be able to find staff members who are a better deal for you, and you don't necessarily have to pay as much salary or as much price. You can kind of go one or the other, where either it's going to be $600K, but their salary's lower, or it's going to be, same salary, but you're not paying as much. So one or the other. The advanced trainer is the one that I think is probably the best value, because you're only paying $60,000, which I think is the fair price. Above that, it gets too expensive for my liking. And then for doctors and PRs, they're a lot cheaper. So you can see advanced for them is only $20,000, $12,000 salary. So seems like the BBs know that trainers are a little bit more valuable than doctors and PR managers, and that's likely why they're more expensive. But looking at this chart that I made for it, you can see that the different levels I have here on the side. So basic level 2, competent 3, advanced 4, superior 5, exceptional 6, and then world renowned 7. And then I have listed out all of the salaries and prices. So you'll see that the doctor and PR, all of them are going to be the same. They kind of go hand in hand for the structure of it. And then the trainer salaries and trainer prices are listed right there as well. So if you wanted to, go through it where it didn't have to be like, hey, I'm looking at each one individually, I created this little chart where if you wanted to reference that chart, I think this is a little bit more useful and a little bit easier to look at. So you can see in the parentheses I have if you add a specialty to it. So it doesn't matter which specialty, all of them increase it, increase the salary and price the exact same. One that's very interesting is for a competent doctor PR manager price. For whatever reason, this one section right here does not go up in price, where it's $15,000 whether you're doing the specialty or not. So the cost is the same. You will see that the salary does go up by $2,000 though. So like I said, the main perks for this, I think, is going to be if you're picking up like a crowd involvement or national appeal specialty PR manager, or if you're just having a trainer who's like getting really up there in salary. You've been trying to find one on the transfer list, but it's not at a time where you can pick them up, or all of them are really expensive if it's at like the beginning of the season, for example. Then you could look at doing an advanced level trainer for a little bit, and I think that deal is actually not too bad. So that's just a quick kind of overview on the hiring internally for the staff internship stuff. Going back to the staff page, you can see that for the essential staff, the hire internally is there. That is not an option for secondary staff, so you wouldn't be able to like pick up a youth trainer or any of the other secondary staffs. It's just for PR, trainer, or doctor. So cool feature. I've had some managers say that they should bring it back because a lot of them used it seasons and seasons ago, and it's just something they haven't thought about in a long time, and it's a feature that even I forgot about until I made my new account. And I'll probably at some point find a way to use it and see where I want to make use of hiring internally. In general, I don't think it's something that's really worth it, but there are certain cases where it may be useful. So I will be looking at getting out another Utopia update here in the next few days, so just be on the lookout for that. Thanks, guys. You have a good rest of your day.